Established on the 18th of September, 1962, Khao Yai is Thailand's oldest national park. First to welcome us is a group of Rhesus Macaques, a species of monkey with a binomial name Macaca mulata. The park covers an area of 2,168 square kilometers and is largely situated in the province of Nakhon Ratchasima, but also includes parts of Saraburi, Nakhon Nayok and Prachinburi. The day of our visit was a Thai holiday and the park was more busy than usual. The park's altitude ranges from 400 to 1,000 meters above sea level and consists of evergreen forests and grasslands. There are around 3,000 species of plants, 320 species of birds, and 67 species of mammals, including the Asian elephant, tiger, Asian black bear, Gaur, barking deer, Gibbon, etc. There are also several waterfalls, including the three-level nahm Haew Narok, the biggest in the park, of which the name means the abyss of hell, Haew Suwat, a 25-meter high cascade, and Sarika. Haew Narok is nicknamed Susaan Chang Pah, which means wild elephant's graveyard, as sadly, many wild elephants have died here after falling into the waterfall that seems to live up to its name. On the 5th of October, 2019, 11 wild elephants died here, all believed to belong to the same herd, and making it one of the biggest losses of wild elephants living in national parks in Thailand on record. Thailand's wild elephant population has plummeted from 4,000 some 20 years ago to an estimated 1,000 to 1,500 today, although proper data is lacking. The video at hand shows footage of two separate herds in Khao Yai, the first one spotted from afar near the park's golf course area. The Asian elephant, known by the binomial specific designation Elephas maximus indicus, is the largest living land animal in Asia. They live in medium-sized herds of mostly females and their calves. Female elephants are pregnant for 22 months. The males leave the herd around puberty and live solitary or in small temporary groups, only temporarily reappearing during the mating season when the females are in heat. The weight of a fully grown Asian elephant can vary, but on average, male Asian elephants weigh between 2,040 to 4,990 kilograms, while females typically weigh between 1,360 to 3,990 kilograms. In 1950, some 60% of Thailand was covered with forest. Today it is less than 15%, and declining, and Asian elephants have hence been affected by the rapid loss of habitat. Due to this, wild elephants can occasionally be seen wandering onto roads. It is not known exactly how many wild elephants currently live in Khao Yai National Park, as like any wildlife, their population does change over time due to factors such as migration, births, and deaths. a Sambar deer, known scientifically as Cervus unicolor, is grazing along the side of the road. The other herd is spotted near Pohng Thung Kwahng, and eventually comes out from the forest and crosses the road in front of a rather large crowd of Thai onlookers. It is usually stated that elephants eat about 10% of their body weight, and that a full-grown elephant may consume as much as 300 to 400 kilograms of food each day. But the specific amount may vary per animal depending on factors like size, age, health, and the quality of available food sources, which usually consists of a mix of grasses, leaves, bark, fruits, and other vegetation. For chewing, it has large ridged molars, known as kram chai. Those continue to grow throughout their lifetime, growing from the back towards the front, thus pushing the older ones ever forward as the newer ones grow, eventually pewing the old one out completely. This slow process, somewhat reminiscent of a conveyor belt, happens up to 6 times in their lifespan. Their daily water intake is around 115 to 190 liters, although this can vary based on factors such as climate, diet, and individual needs. Contrary to the African elephant, where both male and female elephants develop tusks, only the Asian bull wears sizable ivory tusks, whereas the female Asian elephant usually lacks tusks or has very small ones. If small tusks are present, they are usually barely visible and only seen when the female opens her mouth. Besides several high-pitched sounds that are unhearable to humans, and with which elephants communicate over distances as far away as 10 kilometers, they are able to produce another 5 trumpet-like sounds. For eating, as well as for producing sound, elephants use their trunk, a movable elongated prehensile nose made up of more than 150,000 separate muscles. There are no perspiratory glands on an elephant's skin, yet instead they sweat from their toes. In addition, their oversized droopy skin creates a natural cooling system, and they flap their ears to control their body temperature, as the draft created by the fluttering cools the internal capillaries. Behind the ears, elephants have sensitive nerves, and if an elephant spreads its ears and points its tail upwards, it is a telltale sign that it is getting annoyed or angry, and one should take extra caution. Asian elephants can run up to 23 kilometers per hour, and its approximate age and height can be determined by its footprint, since its shoulder height is exactly twice the circumference of its footprint. Readying themselves to cross the road in front of a curious crowd of onlookers, the herd starts to gather, the more mature elephants protecting the small calf by surrounding it. Finally, one of the adult females, presumably the matriarch of the herd, starts to move forward towards the edge of the road. Slowly, the other animals start to follow her, yet they tread with caution and stay close to the edge of the forest. The presence of the large crowd of people seems to make them a bit nervous and undecisive to continue the crossing or not. At some point they even retrack. Meanwhile, park rangers have stopped all traffic. Then, the game is on, and led by the matriarch, the herd starts to move onto the road. Then the herd stops in the middle of the road, somewhat reluctant to continue, when one larger individual runs over from the back, with its ears spread and its tail pointed upwards, then suddenly stops and makes a powerful front foot movement whilst blowing air through its trunk to express its agitation. Finally, they move over to a spot with fewer people and start their ascent up the hill, scaring away the handful of onlookers that had positioned themselves nearby. As the sun gracefully descends behind the Khao Yai hills, these magnificent creatures gently fade into the distance, seemingly unaware that they gave today's spectators an unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime experience, a memory destined to linger in the hearts of the enthralled onlookers for years to come.